Hey, what's up guys, TheJordude here, back again with another Shadowverse second gameplay video. Sorry I was away for the last few days. I was traveling around Japan, if you didn't know. So I did miss a few days of the initial release of the newest Shadowverse expansion, Glory Rebirth, Rebirth of Glory. I can't remember which order those words go in. But, as you probably know if you played the game recently, Vengeance Blood is strong again. It seems that like almost every expansion, there is some kind of version of Vengeance Blood. Actually, I guess now it's been a couple expansions since we were able to play Vengeance Blood, because last expansion was Machina, and I forget what was before. But anyways, the key card in this deck is Seductress Vampire, the new legendary from Rebirth of Glory. Basically, if you draw her, she banishes from your hand and she activates Vengeance for you for the rest of the game. So this is really powerful. Of course, if you draw it very early on, say on your first draw or your second draw, then you automatically activate all your Vengeance cards. So obviously this is Vengeance Blood, so there's a lot of Vengeance synergy. One of the big ones is that, well, there's a lot of them, but to name a few, we have Laura. She was a previous legendary card from, I forgot which expansion she was from, but if Vengeance active for you, gives one of your followers in your hand Storm. Also, you could evolve her and she gains Storm. But this really activates some combos, because you could give something like Calamity Bringer Storm now. And Calamity Bringer, a legendary card that wasn't really used before, but now that Vengeance is active for you pretty much all game, Calamity Bringer is pretty insane because it clears the board, clears most of the board. The big threat, if you give it Storm, you can automatically just clear the board, hit for 7, or you can evolve him to do the randomly deal 9 damage on the board kind of thing. So you could do some really nutty burst out of hand with your Lauras, as well as I'm running Medusas as well. So if you get a Medusiana into your hand, Medusiana can attack up to 3 times per turn. So if you have like an evil point, you evolve the snake, maybe you give it some attack with Entrancing Blow, and then all of a sudden, bam, that's like 15 damage out of hand that you could possibly do. Another really powerful card that came out this expansion was Urius. He is the other new legendary for Blood. And basically, when Vengeance active for you, you can evolve him for free, and he's a 5/5 when he's evolved. And he also has the effect where he heals you for 1 and deals your opponent 1 whenever your opponent plays a follower. And also when he trades and kills a follower and survives the fight, he restores 4 health. So he basically goes back to full health. So this is a really powerful card. Of course, gain more extra evil points is really good. It synergizes well with your Succubus. Succubus also works with Vengeance. We also got some new Vengeance cards like Heartstick Demon. Actually, was Heartstick Demon from this expansion? Might have been from a previous expansion, but you could cheat some mana, some play points. Duke and Dame from the mini expansion is pretty good in this deck because Vengeance is active for you. And then other cards, we have Unleash the Nightmare, of course, very powerful. Draws you cards, helps you find your Seductress. Same as your Perish, pretty much a 0 mana, cycle through your deck, find your Vampire as soon as possible so you can activate the rest of your deck. There are a few different variants that you can build this deck, because there's a lot of different good 2 options that you can play in Blood at the moment. Like right now I'm opting to play Vera, just because Vera I find a very useful card. Could stop awkward for your opponent in the early evolve stages. And I'm also liking Nightmare Dream Eater just because it's a sticky faller, and the increased attack bats could be a problem for your opponent as well. So yeah, this is the build of Vengeance Bloods that I'm playing at the moment. If you guys have a different variation, maybe you have a few different card options, let me know down below in the description. And now that we are a few days in the expansion, have your initial decks that you were playing at first changed, or are you still playing the same decks that you played when the expansion first came out? So yeah, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Alright, fourth, I like Nightmare and Unleash the Nightmare. Seems really good opener. We could possibly keep the Entrancing Blow as well, because we are going second. So if we play the 2-drop, we could blow it, buff up our Dream Eater. So I actually don't mind full keeping this. Going second too. I think we probability of finding our our vampire to get our vengeance active. Let's go ahead and play this parish now. There's really no point in holding the parish. Maybe there's some niche situations where you're going to use it for the 2 play points, but most often you're just going to cycle it for 0. Okay, so here my blow's not killing his Lirio, so I think I could just drop the Dream Eater here. We could also play the Duke, but I'll just play the Dream Eater. We have 2 of them. The Duke becomes pretty good when Vengeance is active because the Owlcat is actually quite useful, especially against Forest where they have a lot of 1 attack followers. So let's unleash the Nightmare here. Get our Seductress, so that's really good. So next turn I have quite a few options for my next turn. I think I'll just hit face here. Not much point popping the bubble. So next turn I could go for Urius or I could go double 2s. Double 2s might be good, but like the Duke plus the Owl. Yeah, I could get a full board clear that way. Urius is kind of awkward this turn. I could go 2 and 3 next turn. I guess we'll take another Owlcat. It does kind of suck giving him the Lizas, but my board is pretty strong now. My Duke and Dame is protected by a ward, and my next turn should be quite strong. Okay, so you get to fight back quite a bit on this board. Got the neutral Evo combo. You get a full clear. That's quite good for him. Do we ever go on Medusa? Medusa lets me go wide. Otherwise, I use the blow. And what? I guess I could play like Dream Eater. That seems really weak, actually. Yeah, I think we could go for a Medusa this turn. Get my board wide. And also my Medusa is protected by these serpents. So. We'll probably use the blow to buff up the Medusiana for the possibility that I could give the Medusiana Storm. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, there's the Laura, so I could give my Medusiana Storm. I think we will go for the Urius this turn though. We don't have to go double Urius because I'm going to evolve 1. Alternatively, I could... I don't want to evolve the... I could go Laura, evolve it, and blow, and hit for 8. Actually, that's not too bad. I could hit for 8. I'm protected. My Laura's protected. And my Medusia is set up to hit for 9 more. That might not actually be bad. This puts a lot of pressure for him. I think the problem with Forest is that actually some Forest could be running like the Fairy AoE, which would be pretty helpful here. I could have also gave Storm to my Succubus actually. Just right away. That probably would have been better. It's actually the same amount of damage. It's 9 and this is 9 as well. What do I want to do here? We could just Succubus, honestly. Succubus seems really strong here. We have just so many powerful options because... But this is probably fine. Like, our Medusiana can swing in next turn for 9, so that's just, it sets up lethal. I could have used my Uriuses pretty much any time this game. But yeah, I think there was like so many ways that we could have won this game. I don't know if this was the best route of going at it. How many times has he evolved? 4. Yeah, so he's just dead. Ah. Alright, this is a matchup that we would probably see a lot of on ladder. Going second with the blow is not bad. With the Dream Eater as well. So we could keep that. Ah! We drew the Vampire. Vampire is almost like Prince Kelliseth, except you don't want it. Prince Kelliseth from Hearthstone, I mean. If it came on my next turn, it would have been so good. But we might still have a chance to find our second one here. We drew our Kelliseth. Yeah, we'll go for our Dream Eater here. It's just a bit more of a threat. He could have a Scripture. But with the Duke and Dane, I'm not sure what I want either yet. I guess I go for the Owl. My next turn is pretty good as well. I could use Vera with maybe like the Enchanting Bull, or I could use the Peckish Owl in the Vera. Okay. He doesn't have Bane, so that's nice. Honestly, this is kind of a blowout for him now. I don't think he could come back from this situation. Like, this is how powerful this deck could be when you draw your Vampire early. Like, you abuse the Vengeance effect so early on in Snowball. But he's got his Elenus. Double Elenus. Did he have a healing? He probably has a healing. Yeah. Alright, that could happen. I keep forgetting that's a random effect. That's awkward. It's awkward. I don't think he... Yeah, 6 play points still should still be hard for him. Yeah, he's just dead. Goodbye, Haven.